This is the second video regarding knowledge exchange studentships, and we're going to be looking at pricing and costing in this. Just a brief reminder that the Commercial Knowledge Exchange studentship is a project in two halves: a research studentship element tied to a research degree and a consultancy element. And we price each of these elements slightly separately, as the consultancy element incurs VAT. Before we start this part, you may want to open the Excel document available on Moodle just below this video, which has this Excel sheet up and running for you to have a tinker with. Let's start off with just looking at the studentship element. This is costed in quite a straightforward way. If we look to the right in green, we see the studentship element and the bursary, which is a payment direct to the student to help them with living costs, supporting their learning. We have the price of the degree, the cost of the degree, standard commercial rate, and some other bits, consumables, as another cost elements which may be incurred, maybe some travel or something like that, which you can put in. First thing to check would be, what is the cost of the degree we're running here? Masters by Research at MU Cheshire is £3,828. We have a standard consumables budget of about £500, but this can vary, and I've just put in a couple of notional costs there to give you an idea of £50 and £10. So first off, check your actual price of the research degree you're using, the research degree. So now we understand the pricing of the studentship elements of the degree. Let's have a look now at the consultancy element. So let's be clear that this consultancy is not the same hours that are undertaken during the studentship. These are separate hours with a slightly separate role. So in the yellow box here, you can put in number of hours of consultancy you might wish to do on the project a week. We followed an example similar to KTP here, where we've done about 2 hours. So 2 hours per week for a 52-week period, or 1 year studentship, equaling 104 hours. And I've also written in here some administration support. This is well worth costing in and can help you with a range of things. When you have administrators available to do this kind of activity, to support the activity, I'm not aware, but do think about how you're going to support the students. Travel, booking tickets, getting bits and pieces together. It might be worth writing something in. Again, this is not obligatory. You can remove this, just press a note in there. Again, with the whole document, the sections in yellow you can adjust, and the sections in grey are fixed. So, given the hours of consultancy and the total weeks, we now have a price for a lecturer. This is dependent on the lecturer's wages. Here you'll see we've got 45,336. If you click on this block, you'll see a drop-down menu. This has all the HERA wage rates in it. If you look at the sheet staff wages, on here it's at the top, but actually on normal Excel it's at the bottom. Click on that tab and you'll see all the different staff wages with all of the spine points. So you'll be able to find your spine point or the relevant spine points along there and put in the correct wage associated with that. And the same for the other member of staff or administrator, should you want to use them. These are on costs, pension and employers NI. I've estimated this at 22%. They tend to vary, but this will be adequate for a basic costing. And again, academics do 1,650 hours, so this gives us an approximate hourly rate. Okay, so now we've got the correct wage rates and the number of hours, we know exactly how much our academic and administrator is going to cost. We know what the bursary is, the cost of the degree, and a few other supporting costs. You note here we've put in the NMU overhead at 50% of academic costs. 50% is currently allowable, so that's 1,743 on this example, which is 50% of the academic cost, not including the admin cost. As we've discussed a number of times regarding these types of projects, it's one whole project, but it's split into two, and we'll be invoicing the company in two parts. So one element, the consultancy, incurs VAT. This is HMRC regulation, ruling, whatever. And so the academic cost, the administrator supporting this bit, and the related overheads all incur a 20% VAT charge, and there it's all automatically worked out for you. So only that element incurs VAT, not the whole price, which we'll come to in a bit. The studentship does not incur VAT, and the costs as established just go straight through. So now we've got the consultancy costs and the studentship costs incorporating the VAT element, we now have an understanding of the total costs of this project. There's the total costs ex VAT, and we can come to the pricing now. MMU Cheshire has utilised £25,000 as a price for a 1-year KTP, a 1-year commercial K studentship, which gives a totaling VAT of 26,288. You may want to vary this, you may want to go higher, depending on where you are with the amount of hours you do here, or whether you're using an administrator, you might be able to bring that down. If anything, we might go higher, I think, in future. And that gives us a profit or excess of around £2,500. But again, it's very much dependent, and also the level of the lecturer we used. If you used a lower level lecturer, a standard lecturer rather than a principal lecturer, or a senior lecturer, we would have more profit incurred there as well. So eventually there's 2 invoices issued to the company. The consultancy project, which includes the VAT, and the studentship project, which does not include VAT. And as a whole, they make up the total project. Please feel free to have a go playing around with the yellow aspects in this example and see what you can come up with. I think we're probably going to settle on £25,000. It's to be seen how this develops as the model matures.